Hello everyone, welcome you all for the lecturing session on the pneumatic system. So in today's class, we are discussing about some of the important topics like the definition of the pneumatic system, the advantages of the pneumatic system, limitations of the pneumatic system, applications, choices of the working medium and characteristics of the compressed air. So in this module, very important thing is it is called the definition of the pneumatic system. So what is the main thing or main working medium it is used in the pneumatic system, it is also very much important. So in case of the pneumatic system, here the compressed air or pressurized gas, it is used as the working medium. Okay, so the main definition of the pneumatic system is defined as follows. So here the compressed air or a pressurized gas, it is used as the main working medium and it transmits energy contained in it to do the useful mechanical work. That is called as the definition of the pneumatic system. I repeat, here in case of the pneumatic system, the compressed air or a pressurized gas, it is used as the working medium and it transmits energy contained in it to do the useful mechanical work. That is called the definition of the pneumatic system. And I already told, so here the pressurized gas or a compressed air, it is used as the working medium. So next thing, it is called advantages. We all know that in the current scenario, almost all the sectors are using the pneumatic system as the working medium because of the following advantages. First one, it is called economical. Compressed air or a pressurized gas, it is less expensive compared to the hydraulic system. That's why it is more economical compared to the hydraulic system. Second one, safer system. So safer system means here, in case of the pneumatic system, compressed air we are using. That means it is neither cause fire, do not undergo any explosion. That's why it is called as safer system. Next one, environmental friendly. So whatever the compressed gas we are using in case of the pneumatic system, it do not produce any pollutants. That's why it is called as environmentally friendly. Next, fourth one, can work in a harsh environment. So pneumatic system uses the compressed air or a pressurized gas. That means it does not undergo corrosion, wear and some other problems. So that means this compressed air or a pressurized gas can work in a harsh environment like temperature, dust as well as the corrosion. So that's why it is advantageous compared to the hydraulic system. So haze of control of speed and pressure. So the pneumatic system can be operated at two speeds, low speed and high speed. And the pressure can be also we can achieve from low pressure to high pressure. So these are some of the advantages what we are listed in the pneumatic system. Next one, the limitations of the pneumatic system or disadvantages of the pneumatic system. So here the pneumatic system, it is limited for low force and low pressure applications only. So that is the main disadvantage in case of the pneumatic system. Then here in case of the pneumatic system, compressed air is used as the working medium and the preparation of the compressed air with the electrical motor, it is essential. Therefore here in case of the pneumatic system, the generation of the compressed air is expensive than the generation of electricity. So that's why it is the disadvantage. Then whatever the exhaust air obtained in the pneumatic control system, that is noisy and unpleasant. So in order to reduce the noise in case of the pneumatic system, we need to adopt a silencer. So that will add up the cost. So that is the another disadvantage. Next one. So because of the compressibility of the air, uniform speed in the actuator cannot be achieved because it's an uneven motion of the piston. That is happens in case of the pneumatic system. Next one, very important one, it is called fluid medium should process before they get into use, because whatever the atmospheric air we are compressing it to very high pressure, it contains the smoke, dust, dirt as well as the water vapor. So this needs to be removed, otherwise it will lead to the problems like wear and corrosion. So that is the main disadvantage in case of the pneumatic system. Okay, then very important one, it is called application. So where we are going to use the pneumatic system, it is used in the low pressure and low force application. Then it is also used in the assembly and the production lines. That means in the production lines like clamping operations, even drilling operation, tapping operation, we are going to hold the workpiece with the help of the jigs and fixture. For the holding of the jigs and fixture, we are going to use the pneumatic system. And then even for the assembly line, so in the assembly line of the most of the automobile industry, they are going to use the air gun. So for the application of the air gun, we need to have the pneumatic system. So that is the another application. Next one, textile industry. Textile industry is also going to use with the pneumatic system. Then pharmaceutical industries, then automobile industry. So most of the automobile industries are going to use the pneumatic system for the one of these advantages. Then automation and robotics. So we all know that there are three types of automation: fixed automation, programmable automation, and flexible automation. In all that, we are going to use the pneumatic system, and the robotics also for the movement of the Cartesian configuration, cylindrical configuration, and polar configuration. Then food processing industry is also employed with the pneumatic system, and the medical equipments, then packaging industry, paper industries, these are all going to use the pneumatic system. I repeat. So what are the advantages? Okay, so advantages, it is called economical. That means why it is economical? Because it is less expensive compared to the hydraulic system. Then safer system. So safer system means we do not undergo any explosion. So next, environmentally friendly. So that means whatever the exhaust air produced, it is do not having any pollutants. That's why the compressed air used in the pneumatic systems are environmentally friendly. Then also it can work in harsh environment like temperature, dust, as well as do not undergo any corrosion. Then ease of control of speed. That means we can operate at low speed as well as the high speed. Then disadvantages. The disadvantages, it is called limited force or a pressure application. It is suitable only for limited force and a pressure application. Then here the generation of compressed air with the help of the electrical motor is essential. So that's why it is difficult. And whatever the exhaust air we are released from the pneumatic system, it is noisy and unpleasant. In order to reduce the noise, we need to use the silencer. Next, it is called here, because of the compressibility of the air, uniform speed of the actuator we cannot be obtained, because it is called here the uneven movement of the piston. Then fluid medium should process before they get into use, because in order to ensure the absence of dust, dirt, as well as the water vapor, if it is not removed these kinds of contaminants, then it will going to lead to the wear and corrosion for the parts of the pneumatic system. Then applications like low pressure application. Then it is also used in the assembly and the production line of the automobile industries. Then it is also used in textile industries, pharmaceutical industries. Then we can also use in the automation and robotic systems. Then it is also used in food processing industry, packaging industry, paper industry, then medical equipments. These are all some of the applications what we can see in the pneumatic system. Next, it is called choices of the working medium. So because of the advantages, we can also use the working mediums like air, oil, and air and oil also we can use in the pneumatic system. Okay, first one, where air is recommended. The air is recommended where moderate work and medium pressure is essential. Okay, so here air is recommended for where we can obtain moderate pressure as well as medium pressure and moderate work. Then oil is recommended as a working medium where we need to have high pressure and heavy duty work. Okay, so high pressure and heavy duty work, we are preferring only the oil. Then air and oil, it is preferred for great precision and accurate motion of the actuators. Accurate motion of the actuators and great precision. So these are the choices of the working medium. It is recommended for medium pressure, high pressure, as well as the accurate motion of the actuators. Next one, it is called characteristics of the compressed air. What are the important characteristics of the compressed air? First one, it is called availability. So practically, the compressed air or a pressurized gas are available and it is abundant everywhere, because the air is practically available and it is abundant everywhere. So the one of the important characteristics of the compressed air, it is called availability. Next one, transportation. So here compressed air can be transported easily in a pipelines even over a longer distance. That is the main characteristic regarding to the compressed air. Even storage. compressed air or a pressurized gas can be stored in the reservoir, and even reservoir themselves can be transported easily from one place to the another place. That is the advantage. Then temperature fluctuation. So here compressed air or a pressurized gas are insensitive to the temperature fluctuations. That is the advantage. Then explosion. So here compressed air or a pressurized gas does not offer any chances of explosion. So that is the main characteristic. Then cleanliness. Here unlubricated exhaust air, it is also clean, and even if in case the leakage of the lubricated air, so then it is not harmful in case of the pneumatic system. Then speed, we all know that once the gas is compressed, so more energy is stored in it, hence it is a fast flowing working medium, hence we can obtain the high speed operation of the actuators in the pneumatic system. Then overload safe. So this is very important. Here the pneumatic elements and their components are located at the stopping medium, so in order to obtain the safer overload condition. Then components, the pneumatic components are simple in construction as well as easy to operate. So these are some of the characteristics what we can see in the pneumatic system as compressed air is used as a working medium. I repeat, first one, availability. Compressed air is easily available in nature and abundant everywhere. Then transportation, compressed air can be transported easily in a pipeline even for longer distances. Then storage. So compressed air can be stored easily in a reservoir and that can be transported easily. Then temperature fluctuation. Compressed air are insensitive to the temperature fluctuation. Explosion. It does not undergo any chances of explosion. Then cleanliness. So here the exhaust unlubricated air is also clean, and also the leakage of lubricated air is also does not offer any harmful effects. Then speed. So compressed air, after the compression it is having the fast flowing medium, hence actuator can be operated at the high speed. Then overload safe. It is very important. Pneumatic elements and their components are located at the stopping medium in order to obtain the safer overload condition. Then components, they are simple in construction and easy to operate. The next topic in the pneumatic system, it is called structure of the pneumatic control system. Here the structure of the pneumatic control system, it mainly consists of the various parts, and they are arranged in such a manner such that it has to produce the high pressure at the normal atmospheric temperature and pressure. So that's why we, in case of the pneumatic control system, having the various parts like air filter, compressor, electrical motor, air cooler and air treater unit, storage reservoir and the pressure switch, directional control valve and the exhaust outlet and the actuators. I repeat, so the structure of the pneumatic control system is arranged in such a manner in order to obtain the higher pressure at the normal atmospheric temperature and pressure condition. So in order to do that, we are having the various parts like air filter, compressor, electrical motor, air controller and air treater unit, storage reservoir, pressure switch, control valve and the actuators. So the working of the pneumatic control system, it is very simple. Here the electrical motor drives the compressor. So when electrical motor drives the compressor, compressor is going to create the suction pressure. When the suction pressure is created inside the compressor, the air filter when suction pressure is created inside the compressor, compressor draws the air through the air filter. When air is flow through the air filter, the filter is going to arrest the contaminants like dust, dirt and even the water vapor. Okay, so these suspended particles are going to arrested in the filter, and the clean air is then supplied into the air compressor. Inside the compressor compresses the air to the high pressure. So due to which inside the compressor air gets heated up. Then this heated air, then it is supplied into the air cooler and air treater unit. So what happens in case of the air cooler and air treater unit? So inside the air cooler and air treater unit, the air gets cooled, as well as whatever the dust and other gases present, whatever the moisture and other gases present inside the compressed air is going to eliminate. Then clean air is then supplied to the storage reservoir. So in this storage reservoir, very important thing, it is called The storage reservoir, it is fitted with the pressure switch. This pressure switch always going to monitor the pressure of the compressed air. Then this compressed air is then supplied to the actuator in order to operate the actuator at the different speed as well as the different pressure. So the different pressure, like different lower speed and higher speed, and the middle symbol indicates the off condition of the direction control valve, as well as the exhaust air, it is coming out through this outlet. So this is regarding to the structure of the pneumatic control system. I repeat, here the electrical motor drives the compressor. So when compressor creates the suction pressure, it draws the air from the air filter. Air filter is going to arrest the dust and the dirt and other suspended particles in it. Then it supplies the clean air to the compressor. So compressor compresses the air to the high pressure, due to which air gets heated up. So heated air is then supplied to the air cooler and air treater unit. So in the air cooler and air treater unit, air gets cooled as well as other gases, whatever present, it is gets cleaned. Then the compressed air, it is then supplied to the storage reservoir. And in the storage reservoir, pressure switch is provided. This pressure switch continuously monitor the pressure of the compressed air. Then compressed air is supplied to the actuator through the control valve in order to operate at the low and higher pressure, and the exhaust air coming through this outlet. So this is the working of the pneumatic control system. Then very important one, it is called what is mean by fluid conditioner. Okay, so fluid conditioner or the preparation of the compressed air is one and the same. So we all know that whatever the compressed air or a fluid it is used in the pneumatic system, it should be clean and dry. That means it do not contain any contaminants like dust, dirt, oil and the water vapor. And very important one, it is called in the atmospheric air, it mainly consists of the smoke, dust as well as the dirt. It should be removed before they fed into use, because this will going to makes the problem in components of the pneumatic system. So the preparation of the compressed air or treatment of the compressed air, it is called as the fluid conditioner. So what happens in case of the filter? That is very important. So this part we are going to explain through this fluid conditioner or preparation of the compressed air part. So initially the inlet filter is going to arrest the suspended particles like dust particles, because this will going to affects the parts of the compressor. So that means first inlet filtering is going to remove the suspended particles which can going to affect the compressor. So that will going to happen in case of the inlet filter. Then next one, the filtered air is then supplied to the cooler and dryer. Why we need to supply the compressed air into the cooler and dryer? Because it will going to cools the air and reduces the humidity. So due to the reduction in humidity, that will going to lowers the dew point. So because of that, we need to supply the filtered air into the primary air treatment unit, and that primary air treatment unit, it is between the compressor and the reservoir. Okay, so next, final air treatment. So in the final air treatment unit, further we need to dry the air in order to remove the dirt as well as the moisture, and it is also we need to add the fine oil mist for the lubrication of the air. So this is the filter fluid conditioner or the preparation of the compressed air. I repeat, what happens in case of the fluid conditioner? Here initially the inlet filter going to arrest the suspended particles, okay, because of that dust particles are going to remove. Then filtered air, it is supplied into the cooler and the dryer. That means here we need to cool the air in order to reduce the humidity and lowers the dew point. Then it is happens in between the compressor and the reservoir. After that, then it is supplied into the secondary air treatment unit. So here we need to go into remove the moisture as well as the dirt particles in it. So that is happens in case of the secondary air treatment unit, as well as in case of the secondary air treatment, fine oil mist is added in order for the lubrication of the air in the pneumatic system. So next, this is all coming under the fluid conditioner. Very important one, it is called why we need to filter the air, because whatever the air we are going to use in the pneumatic system, it should be clean and dry. It should be away from the contaminants like water molecule, oil, as well as the dirt and the dust particle. That's why we need to preparation of the compressed air through this fluid conditioner unit is very much important. Next one, it is called filters and dryers. Okay, so next topic it is called filters and dryers. So first of all, what is the main function of the filters? That is very much important. The primary function of the filter is to arrest the suspended particles like dust and dirt, as well as to remove the oil suspension as well as the water molecule. Okay, so that's why we need to use the filters. There are two types of filters. The one it is called dry filters, other one it's called wet filters. Where we are going to see the dry filters? Dry filters normally we can see in the automobiles like motor filters itself. That means it is nothing but it is the replaceable cartridges. These going to remove the suspended particles like dust and dirt in case of the dry filters. That is having the similar fashion what we are going to see in the automobiles. That is called as the dry filter. So what about the wet filters? Why we need to use the wet filters? That is also very much important. So air is going to convert it into bubble due to the water molecule as well as the oil. Then these water molecules, these air bubbles are then passed through the fine wire mesh in order to remove the dust particles. Why? Because whatever the dust particles presents in the atmosphere, it will going to attach it with the liquid bubbles of the liquid particles. What happens from the air as well as the oil. So it has to be removed. So that's why it has to pass through the fine wire mesh. That's why it is called it as the wet filters. Then it is called dryers. So very much important. Why we need to use the dryers? So due to the compressibility of the air, humidity as well as the dew point of the air is going to increases. So that's why in order to bring the humidity and the dew point of the air to the reasonable level, that's why we need to pass the air through the cooler. So whenever we pass the air through the cooler, it will going to reduces the moisture as well as bring the air to the reasonable level. That's why we need to use the dryer. There are three types of dryers. So first one it is called filter and a water trap separator. Second one it is called chemical dryer, and third one it is called refrigerator dryer. So what will be the working of the filter and a water trap separator? So construction of the filter and a water trap separator is very simple. So the air is passes through the air inlet, then the sudden change in direction of its flow, and then it will going to swirl through this deflector cone. Okay, here initially air is passes through the air inlet, then it undergoes sudden change in direction of flow, and it also swirl because of the deflector cone. So due to both the action of sudden change in direction of flow and the swirl, whatever the heavier particles it will going to present, it will going to collect it at the bottom after flung from the separator wall. So this is called as the filter and a water trap separator unit. Okay, I repeat, here air is passes through the air inlet, then it undergoes sudden change in direction of flow. After that, it will going to swirl because of the deflector cone. Because of the swirl and the change in direction of flow, whatever the heavier particle present, that will going to flung out of the separator wall, then it is collected at the bottom. So this is called filter and a water tap separator. Then second one, chemical dryer. When absolute dry air is required, then chemical dryers need to be employed. Okay, so in case of the chemical dryer, we are going to use desiccant as the chemical agent. Okay, whenever this air is passes through this chemical desiccant agent, thus this chemical desiccant agent, it will going to absorb the water vapor, and it converts slowly all the water vapor into the liquid, and this liquid it will going to collect at the bottom, and then it will going to dry. So this is called it as the chemical dryer. I repeat, what happens in case of the chemical dryer? Here in case of the absolute dry air is required, then chemical dryer need to be employed. Here the moist air is passes through the chemical dryer like desiccant agent. This desiccant agent absorbs the water vapor and converts all the water into the liquid, and because of that all the liquid particles get collected and settled at the bottom. Okay, and then dry air is passes through the outlet, and in order to increase the efficiency, this chemical desiccant agent has to be replaced recently. Okay, last one, refrigerant dryer. Okay, so in case of the refrigerant dryer, very important one, it is called, here moist air is just chills out at exactly the temperature just above the 0 degree centigrade. So when the air chills out just above the 0 degree centigrade, then all the liquid particles are get collected at the get condensing and get collected at the separator unit. And after that, very much important point, it is called, whatever the cool air passes through this outlet point, then it will going to chills out the moist air present in the second cycle. And as well as very important one, it is called, whatever the air leaving the dryer as a dew point similar to the temperature in the main heat exchanger. So this is called main heat exchanger, and this is called secondary heat exchanger. So here secondary heat exchanger, the main function is to, it will going to pre-chills the moist air present before entering into the main heat exchanger. So this is regarding to the three types of dryers. Okay, there are three types of dryer. The one it is called filter and water trap separator. Second one it is called chemical dryer, and third one it is called refrigerant dryer. So what happens in case of the filter water trap separator? Here air enters through the inlet, then it undergoes sudden change in direction of flow as well as it undergoes swirl. So due to both the action of sudden change in direction of flow and swirling action, what happens here? So whatever the heavier particle present, it will going to collect it at the bottom after flung from the separator wall. So what happens in case of the chemical dryer? So in case of the chemical dryer, absolute dry air is required. Okay, so because of that, we are going to use the chemical agent like desiccant. Whenever dry air enters into this desiccant unit, then all the water particles are get converted into the liquid and it is get collected at the bottom, then it is going to dried. And in order to increase the efficiency of the chemical dryer, we need to replace the desiccant agent very recently. Then refrigerant dryer. So in case of the refrigerant dryer, your moist air is going to chills out at the temperature exactly above the 0 degree centigrade. Because of that, all the condensing liquid, it is collected at the separator. Then after that, cool air passes through the outlet, and this will going to dries the moist air present in the second cycle. And very important one, whatever the air leaving the dryer, okay, whatever the air leaving the dryer as the dew point similar to the temperature in the main heat exchanger. So that is the advantage in case of the refrigerant dryer. Thank you.